The dreaded perception feedback loop. Time is a flat circle. Everything we have done or will do, we will do over and over and over again, forever. Nietzsche. I wonder what the existential philosopher Nietzsche believed when he first wrote those words. I wish I could have been a witness to the context in which the thought was born, or what I would give to be present in the moment he had the metaphorical light bulb go off. At face value, the quote is a different way of saying that there is nothing new under the sun, or that everything repeats itself. From my perspective, the quote means that human beings fail to learn from their mistakes, and so they will repeat those same mistakes in one form or another throughout their lives. For me, I have found that living itself is a flat circle because my perspectives and my perception cause me to create the same realities and experiences in my life over and over again, even when I find myself in new or different circumstances. As long as my decisions are born from the same thinking, the same perspectives, I am doomed to the repetitive cycle of living the same frustrating experiences. I have made the same life mistakes time and time again, but I never recognized the mistakes because my perception and narratives, the stories I told myself, convinced me that it was the right thing to do. I couldn't see that perception was being a bitch in my life. This is why people can go their entire lives unable to recognize that they will not get the outcomes they want for their lives because of their mindset. However, no one knows that they have a fucked up mindset. It's really hard to recognize that what you believe to be true, your narrative or your limiting beliefs, don't serve you. Your outlook, what you believe and what is believed about you, will then serve as the gatekeepers of your goals and your prosperities. The narratives and stories you tell yourself determine your life's loop. They determine your life's ceiling. You are unable to see that you are making the same mistakes over the entire length of your life because the context in which you make them changes every time. My perception gave me this false validation that I was evolving, learning and growing through all my life challenges and obstacles. In hindsight, I realized that I was not. Each experience of adversity I had felt different, but it was not. I was in the feedback loop, and being what I call omniscient was the perspective that got me off the loop. Your perception will have you too believe that each mistake you make in your life is different, with a different lesson to be learned. This is the feedback loop, and your convictions, your beliefs, your morals, and your values are the forces that keep you exhausted, running infinitely around this endless loop. You will think you are growing and evolving with each adversity. This simply isn't true, and it's an illusion. You are living the exact same life over and over again because you are unable to recognize when your convictions, your morals, and your values no longer serve you. Your perceptions are those parts of yourself that you have given a free pass. They get to run your life immune from question, and they answer to no one, not even you. If you take the insight I just gave and look into your own life right now, I think you will notice now that the mistakes you make with money, your career, your time, your happiness, your relationships, and so on, are all mistakes you've made before, and you keep making them because you don't see that the perspectives you have about these concepts is the glass ceiling you have placed on your life. Your life is now a flat circle because your outlook on life, your frame, literally creates your lived experiences, and the person you are now, you have always been and will always be. The impact of perception in your life would be similar to living Groundhog's Day, but unaware that you are living Groundhog's Day. Perception is the bitch that made my life a flat circle. The financial, career, relationship, and life mistakes you are making now, you have made before and will make again. Perception is the reason your life will remain as it is, never really changing. I have worked in companies where people feel hopeless. No matter how hard they work, they can never get ahead. If you've ever felt this way about your career, your relationship with people, or with money, I want you to replace the word hopeless with the word ignorance. You just don't know what you don't know or what people believe to be true about you. It is your absolute responsibility to figure that out. This is the essence of being omniscient and developing both internal and external self-awareness. Perception is a bitch means that it becomes easy to predict the outcome of a man's life and know how his life will play out once you know what he perceives and what others perceive about him. You will have moments of happiness and a few wins in your life that give you hope and make it seem like you are turning the corner on something new. But ultimately, you are doomed to live the same life on repeat. Life is what you get on the day you were born. However, your perception or perspective is the energy that creates what you describe to others as the life you lived. Perception will determine the success or failures you experience in every aspect of your life. It is because of perception that you and I are cursed to make the same life mistakes repeatedly and not know it. To understand this book fully, it's important that I spend its opening pages showing you why I have summed up my philosophical ideas on perception in an odd phrase: perception is a bitch. If we were to ask 10 people to read the exact same version of a Bible, I wonder why all 10 individuals would walk away with different interpretations to content that should be absolute. Their lives lived, the way they treat others, and the way they are treated by others will vary based on the interpretations they give and the interpretations that others give to the words in the Bible. 10 different points of views mean 10 different lived experiences in each life. I would imagine God had an absolute message he was trying to convey through the Bible. However, our perception of these words, not the words themselves, will determine the freedoms or restrictions we impose on ourselves and then attempt to impose on others. Human beings are, in the philosophical sense, just not able to see without filters. And it is these unique perspectives on how we each individually see truth that makes living amongst people a very difficult thing to do. We all want to save the world. We just don't agree on how. Different perspectives about every critical component of life: healthcare, education, religion, equal rights, is what makes hell other people.